Okay, and here we have Chris Fornoff, Factory Farm. And we wanted to just report, he's been here for, what, 3 months now or so?
Yeah, three. Three coming up to 4.
And
Life's been good.
What's your experience at Factory Farm so far?
It's been a lot of work. Gonna say, if any of you are considering coming, don't come unless you're willing to work hard. That said, it's been absolutely fantastic. I've gotten to do something every day I've been here that's been completely different from the day that came before. Everything from CAD work, getting to do organizational stuff, getting to do some fundraising, getting to do some, working in the workshop, building things, assembling, working with teams. I think that's probably the best part about being here is working with all the different talented people here. So getting to work with Tom on PowerCube with documentation things, learning from that, getting to work with Shonda on doing other cool stuff, and with the machinery and that on doing all the fun video work stuff. It's just, there's so many skilled people that come through here. It's really amazing experience just get to meet everyone and connect with them and really get plugged in.
How'd you change since the time you came?
Oh, so basically you come to Factory Farm, it's an environment which really, really tests you with things just because it's something where it's a place where you can really grow because, the way I've changed is I've gotten a lot more focused is probably the big thing. Originally came to Factory Farm and I'm going off everywhere. Coming here and suddenly everything can get focused on, okay, well, how can we get this technology online as fast as possible, get deployed, and it's really cool because I've gotten to really learn a lot about myself and, how far you can go with things, and it's been a good experience.
Well, what do you think lies in your future here? Where do you see this going?
So two separate parts. One, where do I see myself going? Where's the future? Where's the project going? Project's going to go fantastic. I intend to be here for as long as it takes to get this thing off the ground. It's going to be... this project has more potential than just about anything else I've ever seen in this world. It's... the full realization of this is incredible. Now, we may fail dramatically here, and someone else can take the work ladder, but we can't wait for that. We have to get this thing off the ground as fast as possible because the world needs this now. We need to get this technology off the ground because localized production, having self-sufficient communities, having sustainable economies is something that the world needed yesterday. It needs now. And the work we're doing here is the fastest way of delivering this to the world. And so that's why I'm here. And it's cool because you get to connect the communities together to really make this stuff happen. And it's a blast.
How about where you're going? You said 2 parts. Did you get the second part?
Personally, where I'm going, let's see. So basically, I'll be here for as long as people are still happy with me here, which I hope is good for a while. I'm getting to connect with different people, where my role is, where I see myself as a connector person, where someone comes to the organization and they say, okay, I have these skills, I want to contribute to the project, here's where I'd like to go in life, what can I do to help with this kind of thing. So basically we get them plugged in with the project so they can be accelerating different parts of the technology, helping develop something, bringing that technology back to their communities, different aspects of that, and then later on connecting them with where they want to go. So because really what we're doing here is we're laying the groundworks for how you can do civilization, which is hyper ambitious and crazy fun to do. Because we're having to work on all the elements at once. We're working on the technical side, but we're also working on the community side. And what's cool is these aren't something that are in conflict. They're actually something that comes into harmony. And many times, a lot of the productive technology that we have in this world is normally about making the production lines more and more efficient and faster, but it's not with consideration of what happens to all the people that are affected by it. What's cool about here is that our goal with everyone is to work ourselves out of a job to get it where we can do something so efficiently that it happens on its own. We robotize, we automate it, and everything. My role is to help us along that journey and basically make sure that as we implement this technology with stuff, it does so in a way that basically makes people's lives better. And that's where I see my role with stuff.
Yeah.
It's an evolving thing. It changes pretty often, but that's where I see my role.
Okay. What are the main challenges to the GVCS completion?
The main challenges, I would say, hands down, would be parallel development with things. There's a lot of work that happens with us at Factory Farm. We can do pretty much the lion's share of all of this stuff by here in 2012 just at Factory Farm. Now, we'd like to survive the whole process. if we're pulling in 3 hours of sleep every night for the next year or two, we can do it. We might not have a whole lot left over though. So it'd be absolutely wonderful to connect with all these different communities, and it's already happening. We have. When you show people the TED Talk of this project, when you show them the website, when you show them the wiki that goes on forever, it is getting better. When you show them all this stuff, people get excited because they see the potential of how this world can change. And it's not just something that someone else is going to do, it's something that they can jump in and do, that they can get involved with, and that they can help impact. And when people see how the work they're doing fits into the larger whole, it taps into something completely different. It's a drive that is just amazing. And so what's cool is when we can get those people connected to the project, and then we can say, okay, so we're going to be prototyping this machine at Factory Farm, and meanwhile another community might be prototyping the multi-machine, or prototyping the laser saw with the CNC machine, or maybe prototyping some of these other machines that are like, so we can do the work here as more of a curating capability, and not having to slave over and over to make sure we got the entire technology chain. We can do that, and we probably will be doing a lot of it, but as much as possible, I really see that the parallel development is probably one of the things where if we could really get that going, on the same track as going now, but even on a large scale, I really think that's the way we can accelerate this project as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Any final words for the crowds?
Final words. Factory Farm is a blast. Open Source Ecology is an amazing project. If you can get involved if you can with stuff, there's different levels of things, but this is kind of one of those projects where you throw yourselves into it, and it really changes things in a good way. And that's my final words. It's absolutely amazing.
All right, Chris. Thanks a lot.